Welcome back to the 2018 Summer Showdown at North Wilkesboro Speedway. We are in the third of 5 heats now, 16 cars per heat, 25 laps, caution laps do count, single file restarts, and no mandatory pit stops. The first of 3 stories to keep an eye on in this heat is rivalries. One part we missed in Heat 2 was another bout between Landon Castle and Dylan Smith. As you see here in turn 3, Smith and Castle take each other out of contention. Schrader was an innocent victim. In turn, this may well put all 3 of them in the C main. Will we see more of this intensity? The next story is turn 4. Throughout all these heats, we have seen the most wrecks in turn 4. Cars get too close to each other here and take each other out before the start-finish line. Will we see more action here? Finally, the weather. If you kept an eye on the weather at the beginning of each heat, the wind has shifted to the northwest. Why? Because a weather system is inching closer and closer to North Wilkesboro. Will we get all the heats in tonight? Now, here's the starting lineup for round 2, heat 3. On the pole is defending champion Martin Truex Jr. Truex has failed to win at a short track, and Ryan Reed started on the pole for Heat 8 but finished 4th. Dale Earnhardt Jr. will start 3rd in a 2000 Budweiser Chevy, and Austin Cindric will start alongside him. Chris Buescher will start in 5th, and Eric Jones will start 6th in his Sirius XM Toyota. Ricky Stenhouse had an eventful round 1 as he will start 7th, and the Rainbow Warrior will start in 8th, finishing 5th in Heat 1 of round 1. Ty Dillon, who wrecked in Heat 3, is back with a fixed car, will start in 9th, and William Byron, not too thrilled to not drive the 24 car, will start in 10th. Kyle Larson is looking for redemption as he starts 11th, and Greg Biffle, also involved in the Heat 3 wreck, will start 12th. Should be noted that Jeff Burton was involved in the same Heat 3 wreck, but won his heat in round 2. Indy 500 champion Helio Castroneves will start lucky 13th, and young Brandon Jones will start 14th. In the final row, Phil Parsons will start 15th for TriStar Motorsports, and Joey Logano has the opportunity to earn 50 bonus points if he wins this heat tonight. As the cars are going to take their 1 pace lap here, it's going to be interesting to see. How many times am I going to say it's going to be interesting? But on a more serious note, we are running a total of around 455 laps here at North Wilkesboro if you count all of the heats, all of the mains. We are here for a while, but that's why this showdown is so big. But for heat number 3, Martin Truex is on pole, followed by Ryan Reed, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Austin Cindric, Chris Buescher, and Eric Jones, your top 6. Here we go, guys. Thank you for coming along as we are racing once more here at North Wilkesboro. Down into turn number 1, it looks like it's Ryan Reed as he is going to clear him into turn number 1 as Austin Cindric to the outside of Martin Truex Jr. Martin Truex did not get a good start as we are clear so far through turn number 3, but for how long? Jeff Gordon through the middle of Ricky Stenhouse and for the lead. Ryan Reed to the outside, going to lead lap 1, but for how long? Here comes Junebug to the inside from 3rd to 1st. Ryan Reed is now, oh, hold on, we got 4 wide down the back straightaway. Is that going to work? Into turn number 3, and Martin Truex does not. Something's wrong with his car. Martin Truex is already fallen to last. I wonder what is wrong with that car. Meanwhile, Dale Jr. has absolutely pulled away from the field, with Chris Buescher now in 2nd, and Ty Dillon 3rd. Jeff Gordon is now in 4th. Coming off of turn number 4 again here, 3 wide farther in the back as William Byron is to the inside of Ricky Stenhouse and Ryan Reed. Gordon to the inside of Chris Buescher now, and that is going to be for the 3rd position as Ty Dillon has moved into 2nd, and Austin Cindric is hanging out in 5th. Truex is still holding on as we look at the back of the pack here as they are 3 wide with Truex to the inside, Eric Jones to the middle, and Greg Biffle to the high side. Kyle Larson is looking for something as he is currently in the 12th position with Helio Castroneves hanging out in 11th. Meanwhile, back up front it is still Junior with Ty Dillon 2nd, Jeff Gordon 3rd, and now Austin Cindric has moved into 4th. So far no crashes so far as I just say that Chris Buescher wrecks on the front straightaway. And Oh my goodness! 2 cars are upside down! Chris Buescher and Eric Jones have flipped over, and the caution is out. Coming back to the line, everyone is trying to get around the leaders as Junior was looking to the low side. Martin Truex Jr., his day has gone from bad to worse, as look at the front end of his car. His day is done. What on earth just happened? Alright, well, let's get the replays loaded up here and let's see what happened to bring out this caution and probably the heaviest wreck so far of the summer showdown. Coming off of turn number 4, Chris Buescher and Austin Cindric. This was one of the stories. Turn 4 has been such a hard spot, and Chris Buescher, he tried getting off of Austin Cindric, but he ends up losing it and he gets into the inside wall. This wreck at the beginning is minor because he ends up hitting the inside wall and he spins, and you'd think he'd be okay, but also he's in turn 1 where honestly the track ends up shrinking up. And then look behind, Eric Jones and Martin Truex down to the inside on the side, and I have never seen a wreck like this before. Chris Buescher ends up flipping once and a half, and then Eric Jones goes for a barrel roll here in turn number 1. Back at the beginning, Chris Buescher, I don't know what's up with the grip, because Chris Buescher was trying to pass Austin Cindric underneath, but he slipped way too high, and Buescher was turning left, like he was trying to get off of Austin Cindric, which successfully he did. They were both to the inside, and I wonder what they were trying to do. This is so interesting, because Chris Buescher, and that's the reason why Chris Buescher has stayed in the medical center, because he hit left side first, and that is where the driver is. And so again, that is the reason why Buescher is in the hospital, because he hit left side, and I believe it was about 100 miles an hour was the speed that Eric Jones hit Chris Buescher. And you think 100 isn't too fast? It's pretty fast and it is pretty dangerous. So we'll keep you guys updated on Chris Buescher's condition, and we'll let you know if he'll be able to race in the C main, if he's going to be in that main. I don't know if he'll be in the C main or B main, but as we said, as this heats roll along, we'll keep an eye on it and we'll let you guys know once we know. The field has taken the 1 to go here. We'll give you guys a quick rundown here of the order. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is currently your leader. Ty Dillon, who wrecked in Heat 3 of Round 1, is currently in 2nd. The Rainbow Warrior, Jeff Gordon, is hanging out in 3rd. Austin Cindric, who was part of that wreck, was in 4th. William Byron is hanging out in 5th. Followed by Phil Parsons. Good run so far by him in 6th. Here we go, guys. Green flag is out. We are back racing here in North Wilkesboro. Junior got a decent start that time as Ty Dillon swings a little high. Dale Jr. goes into the middle lane. I don't know if that was by choice or if the tires are that slick, but so far no one has really made any strong passes so far. But as I said that, Helio Castroneves, nope, that's Joey Logano to the inside of Phil Parsons, and that should be for, let me just double check here, as whoa, a couple of cars got loose behind. That is for 6, and now Logano is chasing after William Byron. Just want to mention before that Logano did start in 16th, so Logano has the opportunity to get the bonus points and potentially lock himself into the A main. Meanwhile, up front, no one has really made any moves as everyone is still single file, but Ty Dillon is starting to reel in Dale Earnhardt Jr. This would be a huge comeback for Ty Dillon if he ends up winning this heat. And the battle's going to be behind as Logano is all over the back of William Byron, and that is going to be for the 5th position, as we now only have 11 laps to go here in heat number 3. Meanwhile, Ty Dillon is closing in on Dale Earnhardt Jr. It is now only 25/100ths of a second, and battle for 5th as Logano is underneath William Byron, and it looks like Phil Parsons is going to follow suit. Strong run so far by Phil, and it looks like Logano is now in 5th, but does Logano have enough time to reel in the leaders? Ty Dillon has not really advanced on Dale Jr. We'll keep an eye on that. Jeff Gordon currently in 3rd, and I'm just very curious. Oh, Ty Dillon gets a little loose, and farther behind, it looks like Stenhouse is looking underneath William Byron. That will be for the 7th position, and it looks like Stenhouse clears William Byron. It's not so good of a run for William Byron so far, but we still have 9 laps to go. Another battle shaping up here is between the Penske Dodges of Austin Cindric and Joey Logano. Logano currently 5th, and every point counts, because not just is it 10 points for gaining a spot, but you also get 3 bonus points for passing another position, which would be great for Joey Logano. I wonder how hard Logano is going to fight Austin Cindric here, as we do have a battle as William Byron is looking back to the inside of Ricky Stenhouse. That is for the 7th position, and Greg Biffle is behind Ricky Stenhouse. Well, I was about to say William Byron. It is William Byron. I don't know why I'm getting that messed up. And Ricky Stenhouse is able to keep William Byron at bay. Meanwhile, this battle is continuing to grow up here between Austin Cindric and Joey Logano, as Phil Parsons has now joined them as well. But so far, no one's going to make a pass. We'll keep an eye on that if something happens. One thing I do want to mention is that Martin Truex Jr. is holding on, even though he does not have a hood. Ryan Reed, who started in 2nd, boy, that is almost a curse in this round. If you start in the front row, you are not going to do well. And how about Kyle Larson? Kyle Larson, short track racer, we thought he would do better, but currently in 12th, there's a good chance he might run in either the B main or the C main. Meanwhile, up front, no one has really done anything with Junior. Ty Dillon got close to Dale Jr., but really nothing happened there, as Gordon is in 3rd. And look at this as Phil Parsons is looking to the inside of Joey Logano. Down the back straightaway, those two are now side by side. How about Phil Parsons in that 72 car? I'm very surprised that he's running this well, as he has now cleared Logano as Cindric got really close to the outside wall. We only have 3 laps to go in this heat. Checking up front here for a second, and it does not look like it, as now Ty Dillon has fallen back to half a second over Dale Earnhardt Jr., or behind Dale Earnhardt Jr., as we're going to keep an eye here on this battle between Austin Cindric, Phil Parsons, and Joey Logano. 2 laps to go, and Austin Cindric gets a little high. No real other battles are going on, as we'll keep an eye here on the green, red, and yellow cars. Joey Logano trying to gain as many spots as possible, as they are still nose to tail. Ty Dillon is trying to close in on Dale Earnhardt Jr. as the white flag is in the air here for heat number 3. Austin Cindric is still up front of Phil Parsons, and here we go to the inside. And that is going to be bonus points for Phil as well as Logano, as Logano is able to take advantage there through the final turn. And coming off of turn number 4, Dale Earnhardt Jr. keeps his ways as he will win here in heat number 3. Ty Dillon 2nd, Jeff Gordon 3rd, Phil Parsons with a strong run finishing in 4th, Logano 5th, Austin Cindric drops back to 6th. Then it's Stenhouse, William Byron in 8th, Greg Biffle 9th, and then Brandon Jones is able to round out the top 10. Farther in the back, Helio Castroneves is going to finish in 11th. Kyle Larson, disappointing run, finishes in 12th. Ryan Reed, 13th, not a good run for that Ford. Martin Truex Jr. ends up finishing in 14th without a hood, so hey, that's something. And then the 2 cars that end up flipping out of this race, Eric Jones finishes in 15th. And then the driver that did not gain any points, and we'll probably see in the C main, Chris Buescher, finishes in last. Here's your current updated point standings after heat number 3. We have a new first place driver. Junebug now has the most points with 313. Ty Dillon is right behind him at a solid 300 points. Jeff Gordon locks himself into the A main with 281 points, Austin Cindric with 256 points, and Phil Parsons, who would have guessed it, with 253 points. Joey Logano climbs up to 14th with 236 points, 1 behind Cody Ware. Stenhouse Jr. now in 16th with 228 points, and William Byron with a good shot for the A main with 217 points. Bubba Wallace, who once was the leader, has now dropped to 22nd, but still needs to compete in round 2, heat 5. Ryan Reed and Greg Biffle are right next to each other, 1 point separating them. Teammates Martin Truex Jr. and Brandon Jones will race in the B main as they fall just below 32nd place. 44th is Helio Castroneves. Thought we would have seen better from the former Indy 500 champion, but that is not meant to be. He is currently tied with both Hailie Deegan and Austin Dillon. Unfortunately for Helio, they both still need a race. Finally, Larson, Buescher, and Eric Jones are all in danger of racing the C main. We are still unsure of Chris Buescher's condition at the moment. He is awake and alert, but that's all we know for now. Now, if there is any silver lining, all cars in Heat 3 are clear of the C main for now. As we look here, Custer, Schrader, and Cope are all locked into the C main. A good chance too that one or more of these other cars that have not raced yet could be in the C main as well. Finally, Zane Smith, Jimmy Johnson, Dylan Smith, Carl Long, and Matt Kenseth will all race the C main as well. Tommy Joe Martins, who is currently in 78th, will have to finish 11th or better in Heat 4 if he wants to leave the C main behind. Well, that will do it for Heat number 3. We'll get the track ready for our second to last heat. We'll take a break here, and this Saturday, you will see all the action unfold here with Heat number 4. We'll be right back. Stay with us.